with this, I will leave you now with like a real life again examples on this with one of our amazing partners. We've been working together for the last 6 years in several projects. He worked with Microsoft on like building apps, doing marketing campaigns, doing special projects, a lot of things. I had the pleasure as well to present with him jointly in some of the very big forums before in Dubai and in the UAE in general. It was things not related even to Microsoft, organized by big exhibitions and so on. He's a very, very special person. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alex Rouser. Rouser. Okay. Hi, Alex.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Does this work?
Yeah,
cool,
it's
awesome.
in the middle.
Right, so I'm gonna make it really quick so we can have shisha. Right, so what we're gonna talk about is like contextual marketing. And as Mohammed said, my name is Alex. I work for Prototype, and we are a solution provider. But we're a little bit different in terms of solution provider. We're kind of like designing solutions. So what that means is that like we look at like, different industries, and we look at like problems, we look at like businesses, we look at like processes, we come up with like solutions that actually transform them. So we do digital transformation, but more on like a design perspective, a UX perspective. And one of the tools that we use, it's Sitecore. And I'm sure you've heard Sitecore before. You probably know what it is. It's a content management system. It has like a lot of like additional modules in terms of personalization that helps you to deliver content to the people at the right time when it's needed. And what we look at is like contextual marketing. And you've seen that, right? You've seen these slides with like loads of buzzwords around, and like this is kind of like the thing that we have to deal with right now. We have like all these different touch points that customers like interact with, and we have to bring them together. And if you look at like different industries, as we've seen in the previous sessions, you have like finance, government, military, and so forth. You want to like have these touch points, and you want to put solutions into place quickly. You want to have an engine that combines all those different tools together and enables you to deliver content and information and create this omni-channel experience. But one of the things is like the attention spans. And like there was research from Microsoft done a couple of years ago that said that the average attention span of a customer is around 8 seconds. And a goldfish has 9 seconds. So that means you should market to goldfish. But that's not really going to help either. So the point is that within those 8 seconds, we need to get the right information to our customers, and that could be internal customers, that could be external customers, users as such, to get them to do what we want them to do for the next step. And I'm not going to say, or I'm not saying that you have to close a deal in 8 seconds. That would be great, but it's about like taking them in the funnel from one stage to the next 8 seconds at a time. And today, a lot of companies say that the main thing that they compete at is like customer experience. And if you look at products and services of different companies, there is not much difference anymore. If you look at airlines, for example, they have the same planes. You have BA, you have Emirates, same planes. Maybe the age difference of the cabin crew is different, but in general, it's like the same product. So how can you change that? How can you actually compete? You change the customer experience. You make it better, you make it more convenient. And that's one of the main things to look at. And customer experience is built on contextual content. Now, customer experience is all touch points together, combined, that customers interact with your brand. This means like your website, your intranet, your kiosks, your apps, everything that is like that customers would have like access to builds this customer experience. And that means that we can technically treat everyone like an individual. And that's where personalization comes into the game. And that's where like data comes into the game, where we can now start looking at like individual people rather than like whole groups of people. And if we look into this in more detail, and that's kind of like the way we've been operating over the last years. We had like different systems that we would set up. We would create like a CRM solution, a website. We would create point of sale systems. We would have our social media campaigns, and they all would kind of like target like customers like in silos. Now, you've probably heard the term omni-channel. It's a big thing in finance right now, omni-channel experiences, like where you have to create like an integrated solution where like every system knows the customer and can like deliver him like a personalized content at a time. Now, this is exactly what Sitecore offers. It's the engine in the middle that enables you to push content into all these channels in a very quick and an efficient way. And quick and efficient means in terms of like implementation time, because it can be set up right quickly as well. Now, the challenge is not technology. So when we look today at like the landscape, we think that there are like all these different technological things that we have to put together, but that's not a challenge anymore. Like we can send robots to Mars and take selfies, so we don't have a technical challenge. And as a technology company, that's probably a little bit difficult to like grasp and to understand that there maybe is a change in the way we have to think. And what it's really is about, and to put this puzzle together, is to like look at the customer. It's not about putting the customer first and the customer is king and all that stuff. It's about learning how customers behave and how they interact and how we can design our solutions around that, because that will effectively deliver. And that's exactly what Sitecore is doing, because you can drill down to the individual customer. You get a clear data on what this customer is doing. I'm going to show you a more detailed slide in a second about this. And you can start targeting them accordingly. It also helps you to get new clients, because here you can push information at the right time to the right people. And as we said earlier, we have this 8 seconds of attention span. So what we can do here is we can deliver someone something that he actually wants to engage with. So people say, if you show me an ad that actually makes sense to me, then I would click on it. But if you show me an ad that I'm not interested in right now, I will see it as spam. And in terms of like the technical requirements and how the whole thing works, is like pretty straightforward. So you have your contextual intelligence, which is the whole data collection analytics where you mine the data. You have your content management, which holds all the information that you want to push out. And you have your omni-channel automation, which combines the two and delivers it in the right time to the right people. Now here, that's the geeky slide, but what's really important here is the bottom part, because you can see that the system integrates with all the Microsoft solutions and of course like runs on Azure. And that's very important, because like through this you can build like very like broad and nice implementations for your customers. Now here, this slide, just to explain again a little bit on how the engine works. This is one customer, and you can drill down and see exactly what happened. You see all the interactions over time. You can see when they first visited your website, when they downloaded an application, when they visited a branch, when they bought something. And then you can start reacting on that. And that's really powerful, because it enables you to call the right people. So imagine you have a telco with 1 million customers, and you want to sell them, for example, Windows phones. So instead of like proposing it to all the 1 million customers, you could go to those customers that actually are ready to buy a Windows phone. And that's the whole idea of the sales funnel, dripping down the information and guiding people through this step 8 seconds at a time and pushing them forward. And of course, it integrates with all the other systems like your CRM, your call center, your ERP, and so forth. Now, Sitecore XP is a single connected platform that helps you deliver these customized experience to your customers. You have it across all your channels and all this in real time. And that's just a real quick introduction. If you want to have more information, you can contact me later on. And also Jasper from Sitecore is going to join us tonight. He's going to be happy to like talk even more about Sitecore. And we have one more thing, because you're also interested in digital transformation and digital disruption. So actually, I wrote a little book about that. And if anyone is interested to write a review about this, because I'm really hunting for reviews all the time, drop me a business card and maybe you get a book that you can actually review. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
And actually, Alex flew this morning from Dubai just for this session, and I encourage each of you to like connect with him before he leaves on the great solutions that the prototype is doing. So thank you so much, Alex. So with this one, we are closing. I hope we fulfilled our promises. We are having somehow a celebrity, a book writer, a rising star. So I think it was okay. But please use us more. Let us know your feedback as well, and use us even. I'm telling you, even in the sales call. Let's go for this new marketing business for Microsoft. once again, thanks Gustavo very much for the invitation. I think it's very important for us to work very closely with you during FY17. And big thank you for this special group for staying till the end, until the last minute in this day. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.